So I feel like ranting, and since you guys are trapped here and can't leave, I guess you're just going to have to listen to me, right? Been playing this game, The Medium, and I don't know anything about it, haven't watched the trailer, haven't done anything. I'm just like super bored and want to try something new. And the moment I log into the game, I get a trigger warning. Unironically, trigger warning. Okay, if you actually go there and you buy the game and you spend full price for it, well, it's a little bit too late for that now, isn't it? I could have been gangbanged when I was a kid, and now that I see this game that is going to talk about sensitive topics, that is going to trigger my PTSD, what am I going to do? Go and get a refund? Is this what? Probably. But then I go into the game, and do you know what I see? The female character, the mademoiselle, the main star, the main attraction. No ass, no tits, but ugly face. So I'm starting to wonder, like, does this studio not have any diversity? Do they not have a lady, an HR department that champions diversity to hire some actual Japanese developers that know what the hell they're doing and know how to please the most important person in the world, which is me, the customer? I literally don't understand, like, why is it that this type of criticism is considered to be irrational, or it's considered to be weird or bizarre? Because here's the thing, right? If you don't like a video game because of its soundtrack, let's say you play something and it sounds like it screeches on your eardrum, like my voice, and you make this complaint on Twitter, everyone is like, oh yeah, you don't like, oh, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But if you look at a female character in a video game, you're like, I don't like the fact that there's no tits. Tits on that. If you say that, oh my god, if you want tits, go watch some porn. And it's like, okay, but imagine if the guy complaining about soundtrack would also have the response, well, if you want good quality music, purchase some albums. Oh, no, seriously. You look at all of these video game journalists, the enlightened ones, the saints of the industry. All they're doing is they're complaining about titties. Every single day, it's like, oh, look at Bayonetta. Oh, the way they drew the female form. Oh, the way these Japanese people draw women. It's like they're sick. Yeah? And I legitimately, like, do not understand when did this became a thing. Because if you look at the reasoning behind it from the academia, the professors, okay, like university professor, paid from your dumbass taxpayer money, decided one day to fart sniff and look at video games of all the things. And they're like, you know what they do? They do rape culture. Men who are innocent and pure in spirit play these video games, they see the titties, and then they go and grope women in real life because they think it's okay. You know why? Because they played the video game. And now everyone is doing this. But the thing is, like, this wave of feminism went away the moment the Me Too movement started striking at the prestigious people. The people from academia got Me Too. The people from the press got Me Too. Politicians got it. The people in Hollywood got it. It's like, you know what? Like, I don't think this movement is really good. Like, can we try something else? And that's when women's studies became problematic, and now it's gender studies, right? So that's why you don't hear anymore about, oh, the patriarchy, oh, like rape culture. You don't hear that anymore because it's not being pushed. But for some reason, the inertia is still there. So you still have, like, the Western companies that for some reason, like, they don't even know why, but they're still removing, like, all aesthetics from their characters. Now, if you have a male character, oh, buff him up, make him like Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's perfect. But if you have a female character, oh, you can't put her tits because then it's like unrealistic expectations. As if, you know, like, as if this is the funniest bit that I have. It's like, we need to make sure that men don't have unrealistic expectations of women from playing video games and watching movies, right? As if men go on Tinder and they have mountains of pussy to pick from, but they're having way too high standards because they're watching video games. Is this the reality that you're trying to tell me, academic and journalist? Oh, and by the way, like, oh, I'm being funny, but I'm being funny in a rude way. I'm being offensive. Who am I offending, though? Like, name me the person that gets offended because I use words like tits and vajay. I definitely do not understand it, because if you go out in real life and you have this conversation, not a single person gets offended. But if you have it on the internet, oh my god, oh, think of the children. It's not even think of the children anymore. Think of the social justice activists, you know, like, that's it. But in all seriousness, like, they are remaking now BioWare Mass Effect, which is a symbol that the studio is going bankrupt, both morally, ideologically, and creatively. Like, when studios start remaking games that, like, no one asks for the remake, yeah, that's when you have a problem. Like, instead of remaking shit, why not create something new? Why not make just something new? No, well, okay, fine. So we got the new Mass Effect, and do you know what they do? It's like they're going to make sure that the butt shots of Miranda aren't going to appear in the cutscenes. Who asked for that? I mean, literally, when I was a teenager, I wanted two things in my entertainment. Just two. It wasn't difficult to please me. Okay, I was a dumb teenager. I needed sex and violence in my entertainment. Now you're removing one for no reason whatsoever. Like, really, no one is asking for this. And you know what the problem is? Like, you can remove it just fine, because I don't care at this point. Like, if I really wanted it, if I legitimately wanted it, I could mod it in the game. I would contact someone that knows how to mod, and I would put that ass back in I would put 3 asses. Should be like one of those chimpanzees that have a weird mutation, Miranda. It'd be like 3 asses in there. You know, like, if I wanted that, I could have it. But I don't. The thing that upsets me is philosophical. It is the principle that really angers me, because it suggests that you have some of those social inquisitors in your company. You know, the type of people that want people like me deplatformed, out of a job, on the streets, without paying money for my... If they could have their way, they would do that. Why? Because I am not part of their ideology. And thus they hate me. There is hatred that comes from the developers to people like me. Because I do not believe in the same things that they believe, which is Californian politics. Like, I'm sorry, I'm multicultural. I didn't get born in California, right? So why on earth, please make the argument, why should I give them my money, my hard-earned money, in order for them to put food on their table, so that they can do activism to push for more nonsense that I don't support and that I don't like? Why is it? Why should I? And you know, like, when someone like there used to be like that guy that everyone hated, one angry gamer something. I don't know. But like that guy, you know, he had like the weirdest publication. It was like the far right of the video gaming industry when it came to his publication. And when he complained about something like this, everyone freaked out. Oh my god, he's complaining about that. But when you have like social justice inquisitors that notice that in a video game there's something that might resemble a Pepe, or like if you look at it from the wrong angle, you can see the color of the Gamergate scheme or something like that. Oh my god, they freak out. Like, oh, holy crap, like the entire reset era goes up in flames. So when you have something like that, no one talks about it. No, that's perfectly normal. Like, those are the legit people. Maybe, you know why? Because I think it's the bigotry of low expectation. With the social justice inquisitor, you kind of expect that they're tarded, so when they act in a tarded way, it's normal. But with people like myself, I suppose, no, we're supposed to act in a more mature and more normal way. You know what? Like, I'm going to act in a way that I win and I get shit that I want. You know what I want? Sex and violence in video games. That's what I fucking want, and I'm going to complain and bitch about it until I get it. Need to whine a little bit. Maybe should I go on Breitbart, have some connections with the media to get the stuff that I desire, huh? I don't have the connections. But you know what? I'm going to support indie developers. Indie developers that require support, I'm there for you. I'm going to buy your product. You make a good game, I'll purchase 10 of those things. Purchase 20 of those things. Because that's how I will support the little guy. You know, let the social justice inquisitor support the big corporation, the multinational, the capitalist. Let them support them. I'll support the little guy. You know, the little guy that has the creativity and the know-how to deliver a product that I would like. Yeah, anyway. Thank you for listening to my rant. A little bit exaggerated here and there, but mostly true. You know, mostly true, because I am a little bit just annoyed when they go after Mortal Kombat. It's like when I draw the line. It's like, come on, that's my childhood, dude. Like, I don't mess with your childhood. You know, like when you were a leftist and your mommy took you to all the hippie marches and maybe you saw stinky adults in a park doing naughty things. Like, I don't mess with that. I don't try to take that away from you. So why are you taking away my Mortal Kombat? Why are you infesting every single video game that I like with the ugliness? Why do you push the ugliness down my throat? I want the Aphrodite. I want the statue of Athena, the ancient Greeks to push their things down my throat. Fortunately, we still have the Japanese. Japanese are still making good stuff, and yeah, I'm going to purchase stuff from them because they're high quality. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the comment section.